Shalom to the elect of Israel. Let's begin this lesson by giving honor and glory to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Yahawah is our Heavenly Father's name and His only begotten Son, our King, our Redeemer, our Savior, Yahawashi. Let's give double honors to our leaders from the great millstone, the head apostles, the elders, the bishops, and salutation, peace to all the brothers out there doing this work in sincerity and in truth. And to the large multitude, I pray that this message find you in perfect peace. This message, I hope it finds you in perfect peace. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, African Americans, Native Americans, Native Indians. These are the names that the oppressor have placed upon us, but we are the Israelite, the Hebrew Israelite of the Bible. The Bible is our history book. Yes, at one point we didn't know that. But now we are living in the last days, like the Lord promised in the book of Baruch, chapter 2, verse 30, that in the land of their captivity, they shall remember themselves and call upon my name. Let's open it with that. And that's the time that we are living in. Please bear with me. Let's go to the Apocrypha quickly. No, that's not what I want. Let's go to the 1611. Why is it not coming up? Man. Let's do this. Let's go to the book of Baruch. The book of Baruch, chapter 2, straight to the point. And this is the sure mercies of David. What the Lord is giving us in these last days, the fact that you know who you are now. That's your heritage. When you don't know who you are, and Esau comes and tell you, today, this century, he calls you Negro. Another century, he calls you colored. Another century, he calls you black. Native American, Ghanaian, Nigerian, Congolese, Cameroonian, yes, Bayesian, Trinidadian. That's right. These are the names that the oppressor have placed upon us. But let's go to the book, Baruch chapter 2, verse 29. It says here, no, verse 30. It says, "If for I knew that they will not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities," meaning what? We are what? Spread among all these nations. "They shall remember themselves," right? "And what? Shall know that I am the Lord their power. For I will give them an heart," meaning a mind, and ears to hear. That's the time that we are living in right now. You see, the Lord is what? Activating us once again. Because it's time to go home. We got so comfortable here in Babylon and all the various places that the Lord has spread us, and we think we are at home. We are not home. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. And beloved, we're going to get right into it. Today, Putin had a lot to say. He covered a lot of topics today, because today he addressed the Federal Assembly in Moscow. And he spoke frankly, you know what I mean? He didn't mince his word. And we knew that it is going to be what? Putin, Russia, the Mede, Gog and Magog, Gog, the land of Magog, that particular region right now is occupied by what we know today as what? Russia, right? And they are also known as what? That's right, the Medes. Russia is going to play a huge role in Bible prophecy. Ezekiel 38, Ezekiel 39 remind us. Isaiah chapter 13, Isaiah 34, and Jeremiah 51. Russia is all over the, what is it called? It's all over the Bible. To do what? To do one thing. Destroy the Edomite. That's right. Destroy Esau's kingdom, the last leg of the Roman Empire, which is what? the current system, which is what NATO and EU. That's right. Which is what today we call the Western civilization, and it's going to be Russia that's going to take it down. But family, before we get into the article, we have few things to cover, so bear with me. But there's a video, an interview this afternoon with Conor McGregor on the Judge show today, and he had a lot to say. Douglas McGregor, how close is World War III? And we're gonna bring it up. We're gonna allow him to speak. I mean, these guys they know what is happening. And family, like the Lord says, we are the watchmen of Israel. This is what we're supposed to be watching, right? The Lord says, watch and pray. It says, be occupied in what? Prophecy. That's the testimony of our King, our Redeemer, our Savior, Yahawashi. It says the spirit, it says the testimony of our King. Revelation chapter 19, verse 10 is the spirit of prophecy. We have to prophesy, okay? Telling you what is coming. It's about destruction, evil. All the evil that is taking place on this planet here is being orchestrated by what? Our power. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, through his sword, which is what? The Edomite. That's right. That's right. They are created to do wickedness upon this earth. And that's the time that we are living. They're all going to destroy each other. In what? In the midst of Third World War. And Yahawashi is going to show up and finish. That's right. And finish the war. Like he says. He says in the book of Luke chapter 12 verse 49. He says he wished this place was on fire, literally. But it is going to be on fire before Yahawashi shows up. And he's going to come and add more fuel to the fire. And America is going to take him an hour to destroy America from the east to the west coast. That's right, the Lord. That's the day of the Lord. All right, so let's allow McGregor and the judge Andrew I can never pronounce Napolitano. Okay, he's Italian. He used to be on Fox. All right, he bring out all the heavy hitters on his talk show. So McGregor is one of them. So let's hear what he has to say. Family, pay attention. I hope when it's all said and done, you were edified. Again, if I didn't say it to you, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, the large multitude, always start with 144,000. I pray that this message find you in perfect peace. And we're all going to be reunited very, very soon. And Yahawashi is going to reveal everything to us. Who is who? Family, that big family reunion, we don't want to miss it. And this is leading to our family reunion, the Israelite. The elect, family, the first fruit, the first spirit created by Yahawashi. And let's go.
Israel and Gaza and also Ukraine. I want to start with Ukraine. I want your comments on the French president, and I won't characterize them. I'll let you watch what he said, and then you can tell me if you think this is crazy or profound. President Emmanuel Macron 2 days ago.
There is no consensus today to send ground troops in an official, endorsed and sanctioned manner, but in dynamic terms, nothing should be ruled out.
I think there's a lot to unpack there. First of all,
before I do that, Fair Use Act. I do not own this video. This video belongs to the gentleman you're seeing on the screen right now, Judge Andrew Napolitano. Okay, I'm not making any money off it. I'm not making any financial gain. Okay, this is fair use art. Family, let's go.
The essence of it, crazy that nothing should be ruled out. And secondly, is he suggesting that French troops may be there in an unofficial capacity?
I think the man is certifiable. Let's get that straight. He's talking about effectively declaring war on Russia, and that's what people don't seem to understand. You send conventional military formations into Western Ukraine, you're going to end up at war with Russia. And I think President Putin has made that clear repeatedly. He's not going to tolerate any external intervention. And while he certainly doesn't want a war with NATO, he's made it clear that if any NATO members send their forces, organized forces into Eastern or Western Ukraine, with the intention of fighting Russians, they would be at war. You know, one of the things that needs to be kept in mind, there's always the outside possibility that Macron made this public statement so that everybody else in the NATO alliance could immediately distance themselves from him, which is exactly what's happened. Virtually everyone has said, out of the question, we won't do it. Even the United States, in a fit of reasonableness, decided to say it's out of the question. So perhaps that was the reason it was done. but otherwise it makes no sense.
Here's one of those responses, the Chancellor of Germany.
NATO is not and will not be party to the war. That remains the case. We do not want Russia's war against Ukraine to become a war between Russia and NATO. We agree on this with all our allies. This also means no German participation in the war. To put it bluntly, as German Chancellor, I will not be sending any members of the German armed forces to Ukraine. Our soldiers can count on that, and you too can count on that.
Colonel, do you know if there are French or German special forces there, perhaps out of uniform, perhaps cold contractors or mercenaries, but they are truly military personnel of Germany and France?
I do not. I can't confirm or deny it. I know that British and American special ops forces in small numbers have been on Ukrainian soil. There's no question about it. And some of the attacks that you've seen with drones at sea and some of the missile strikes, they have undoubtedly been assisted enormously by the British SAS. I'm told SAS elements or British special ops elements also play a role in Mr. Zelensky's security. But as far as anything else, no, I cannot confirm it. I wouldn't exclude the possibility that there are others on the ground there trying to help or assist in some way, but I haven't seen it.
New York Times had a lengthy piece. I'm sure you saw it. It was somewhat weird. It appears to have been leaked by the CIA because there's a lot of padding on the back of the CIA, claiming that the CIA has 12 bases. I didn't know they called them bases when the CIA builds them. I thought those were what the military built, but whatever. I want to get into a thing about terminology. In Ukraine, I'm sure the Russians know exactly where they are and what's going on there. But my point is, how much help is the CIA providing to Ukrainian intel and Ukrainian soldiers? Can an argument be made if American special ops out of uniform or in uniform are helping Ukrainian military personnel use American equipment, if that military equipment is being used to send projectiles into Russia, if the projectiles came from the United States of America, Colonel, is the United States starting a war against Russia?
Well, strictly speaking, I think you can argue that we have been a co-belligerent along with many of us, our allies, on the basis of what you just described. I mean, that's an easy argument to make. But bear in mind that President Putin, contrary to popular belief in the West, has never wanted a war with the United States or its allies in Europe. Never. Has never had any aspirations to move west to attack anybody, doesn't now. I think it's important to understand that there are a couple of realities that have dawned on the people in the West. Number one is you can tinker on the margins of this war and pretend that you're having a profound impact, and that's what we've done. But you're not going to fundamentally influence it. Secondly, if you actually provoke the Russians to the point where they feel compelled to fight back, and I'm talking about the introduction of conventional military power, we have no integrated air defenses in the eastern border of Western Europe. In other words, between us and the Russians, there is almost no air defense, air and missile defense capability. That means that in the event that there were a conflict or confrontation, and we attack them with air power, which is what a British admiral recently said we might do, we would lose badly because tens of thousands of missiles that we could not stop would rush through and attack every conceivable airfield, port, or installation of any military significance in Poland, Germany, Scandinavia, France, Italy, and the rest of Europe. There's nothing they can't reach.
That's
I don't think that comes up for discussion very much. And then we have this assumption that our air power, on which we've depended almost exclusively since the end of the Second World War for any kind of strategic impact and long-range attack, is probably not going to survive contact with all of the Russian air defenses. Right now, we see new air defenses springing up in Syria, northern Lebanon, Iran. I think we're going to see more of it in parts of Iraq. And I think it's going to challenge our air supremacy. It hasn't been there before in any great numbers. It's going to start showing up. We are accustomed to no enemy in the air. Well, the enemy is a missile, and it comes in the form of air defense and anti-missiles. And that's going to change everything. So I think everybody is sobered up and concluded what Schultz said. The other thing is Schultz and most of his colleagues are on very thin ice. They're close to being voted out of office, and he's trying to say, please, 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 I'm not going to send you to war. Relax. And the Germans will not tolerate a war against Russia. They didn't sign up for it. They don't want it.
Here's what President Putin said. This is just a 27-second clip as part of one of his longish speeches in response to President Macron and in response to some other nonsense that came out of Poland. You and I emailed about it. I'm going to ask you about Poland in a minute, and also what the Prime Minister of Great Britain said a week and a half ago that caused his predecessor, who's now the secretary, the foreign minister, to try and pull back from it. But here's cut number 12, Chris. Here's President Putin threatening war over this.
They should eventually understand that we also have weapons, and they know it. I just said it now myself. Weapons that can hit targets on their territory. Everything that the West is coming up with now, what they threaten the world with, it can result in a conflict with the use of nuclear weapons, and therefore the destruction of civilization.
You surprised he used language that strong, Colonel?
No, not at all. I think he felt it was absolutely necessary to make it unambiguously clear that if you attack Russian territory, we reserve the right to respond with whatever we think is appropriate, up to and including nuclear weapons. That's why you possess nuclear weapons in this age. It's really almost exclusively for territorial integrity and protection. And I think he wanted to put to rest, if there was any question in anybody's mind, what happens if you attack Russia, this is the answer. So I think it's a very good way to put the whole issue to bed, and I think that helped to convince Schultz and everybody else to forget it.
How dangerous is the leadership of Poland and their inclinations toward a war with Russia?
You mean the incredibly stupid comment by Andrzej Duda saying...
Yeah, yes, I do. You and I emailed about that with a Polish friend of ours.
Yeah,
Tell us about it.
The world would be better off if no Russia existed. The only thing one can conclude from this sort of thing is immense stupidity, and that's putting it mildly. Anyone who is Polish has more sense than that. I don't know where he's from. He must be from another country. Most of the Poles I know are more sensible than that. It's absurd. It's stupid. We should ignore it. Unfortunately, we cheer it on because we're led by a small minority of people that are very well financed that are determined to do whatever they can to harm Russia. But it's not going to happen. By the way, to get back to your 12 CIA bases, that's very interesting because normally when something like that is deliberately leaked to an outlet like the New York Times, which has contributed to the fiction that Ukraine could win and Russia was going to be defeated, it indicates that we're close to the end. That at some point in the near future, we're simply going to quietly leave. You know, that's what we do. When we create disasters, there's no other way to do it. We just pack our things, get onto the boats, get into the air, and we go home. I think that's coming. And I think that's what the real meaning is, because otherwise they would never have told us that.
Chris, play cut number 9. Here's the Deputy Secretary of State who has blood on her hands because of all she's been doing over there for so long. But I'm going to ask you, after listening to her at her bombastic worst, if she knows that the end is coming. Please listen, Colonel, for the last 5 or 6 words she uses, claiming inexplicably, crazily, that our involvement in Ukraine has made the United States safer.
Without sending a single U.S. soldier into combat and investing less than 1/10 of 1 year's defense budget of the United States, we have helped Ukraine destroy 50% of Russia's ground combat power, 50%, and 20% of its vaunted Black Sea fleet. Ukraine has taken off the battlefield 21 naval ships, 102 Russian aircraft, and 2,700 Russian tanks. By every measure, Ukraine's bravery and strength, its resilience, has made the United States safer too.
Does this woman know that she's lying?
Oh, absolutely. There's no question about it. And she has no reservations whatsoever about doing so. Remember, this is an ideologue. This is a globalist.
Family, you are witnessing, family, a runaway train. The kingdom is falling right in front of your eyes. And we are giving honor and glory to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. You know this man here, Vladimir Putin, he's not playing. Because that's the spirit that the Lord has put in him. But family, before we do that, can we please, let's go to the book of Isaiah chapter 13. And then we're going to get the articles. Again, when it's all said and done, I hope you are edified. And then our power, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob will get all the glory. We are living in a exciting time. I won't lie. Exciting time. Prophecy about Babylon. Isaiah chapter 13 verse 1. It says here, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. And when you go back to that word, burden is not a good thing, family. Masah, that's the Hebrew word, a load. Bearing, tribute, burden. Actually, you know what? Let's look up that word. Let's go here. Come on. Let's look up the word by itself here. Come on. Can I highlight it? Please bear with me. Wow. Okay. Look up. A load, typically a heavy one. Charge, duty, obligation, liability, trouble, care, problem, worry, anxiety, tribulation, affliction, trial, difficulty, misfortune, strain, stress. That's right. That is what is coming upon what? Babylon. That is what the Lord has declared upon this nation, aka America. The burden, tribulation of Babylon. It says the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. It says, lift ye up a banner. That is the Bible. That's what we are doing right now. You see the men out there, starting with our head apostles, day in and day out. Every weekend they are on the highways and byways, raising their voice, telling everybody that what? Babylon the Great, the Lord is about to judge what? The land. That is the banner that we are raising. And the Bible, the word in the Bible, the word, family, we are raising it, telling these nations that what? The Lord is coming to destroy Babylon. America. It says here, lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, which is what? America is what? The highest. America is the head of NATO and the EU. That's right. America runs the world, the highest mountain. It says, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. That's why you see the men out there day in and day out, family. That's why this word here, oh yeah, the elite are watching the men of the Lord. That's right. They are watching the men of the Lord. This word here have reached, family, oh yeah, the top and the summit. Family, I can't even get the word to come out. It says here, verse 3, it says here, I have commanded my sanctified ones. These are what? The prophets. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, which are going to be what? The angels, even them that rejoice in my highness. That's right. Let's continue. It says here, the noise of what? A multitude in the mountain like us of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord Yahawah, our heavenly Father of hosts, mustered the hosts of the battle. He's the one bringing everybody together for what? The war of Armageddon, the third world war. It said they come from what? A far country, from the end of heaven, even to the Lord, even the Lord Yahawah, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Part of the Lord's weapons are what? The missiles. The missiles that Russia, family, is showing the entire world. Putin also talked about this missile. He mentioned the Sama 2, which is also known as what? Satan 2, the Kinzhal, the Zircon. He didn't even mention Skyfall. And let's go to all the Russian missiles. Family, you're going to get the article. All Russia high. Is it high? No. Weapon. How Russia hypersonic. Let me see if I can find it. Is it 8? No, I don't want that. There's a paywall. They have please bear with me. I know the Kinzhal, but Avant-Garde, that's right, that's the name I couldn't remember. Avant-Garde is one of them. Where is the Skyfall? I know about the Zircon. It said in all, Russia has 3 hypersonic weapons in use of development. China has 3. The United States has yet to produce a full functional. United States has yet to produce a full functional hypersonic missile, but it is reportedly developing at least 8 of them. That's a lie, family. They don't have anything. America, Babylon the Great will fall to the meat according to Bible prophecy. My family, please forgive me, man. I thought maybe if I find it, I'll put it in the... Actually, even I can put it in the description box because YouTube is not allowing me to put anything in the description box. But anyway, family, let's move on. And let's go on. Let's bring this article. So you heard that Conor McGregor talk about what? Push, because everything that he was saying, family, Putin talked about it today. Putin was flirting with nuclear war. Putin, the Russian president, said the escalatory rhetoric of US and the European Union officials betrays their lack of understanding of what is at stake. Western officials indulging in escalatory rhetoric should realize that they are effectively invoking the specter of an all-out nuclear war. Russian President Vladimir Putin warned in a speech to legislators in Moscow on Thursday. He also once again accused the West of war instigating the Ukraine conflict. Putin addressed the topic in the opening minute, the opening minute of his annual State of the Nation speech, a key event in which the president declares his plans and priorities in a televised address to both houses of the Federal Assembly of Russia, the national legislature. President Putin insisted that recent claims by Western officials that Moscow is planning to attack NATO are nonsense. At the same time, those same nations are selecting targets to conduct strike on our territory, the Russian head of state claimed, adding that there is now talk of deploying NATO military contingents to Ukraine. Hear what Putin said. Putin reminded would-be aggressors that all previous attempts to conquer Russia have ended in failure. Like the 1800s, Napoleon Bonaparte trying to take over Russia. Guess what? That's right. He was defeated. Hitler tried the last time, and Hitler was defeated. That's right. Russia is undefeated, family. And there is no coincidence that the Lord built them up to what? To finally take down this last system, this last Western empire called what? That's right. Babylon the Great, European Union, and EU. The so-called Western civilization is going to be what? Russia. And we're going to get it. We're going to get it. Family said, prove everything. We're going to get it. America, Babylon the Great, the West, the so-called Western civilization, family, that's right. Their end is prophesied. Salakia. Yeah. Their end is, family, is prophesied through the entire book. It says here, now the consequences for potential invaders will be far more tragic. You hear that? Let's look up the word tragic, family. Because he's speaking bluntly. At this point here, he is fed up with the West. And family, that's the spirit that we want him to be in. We don't want quitters. No, let me go. What happened here? Tragic. Look up tragic. It's not coming up. Let's go. Meaning of tragic. Excuse me. Wow. Causing or characterized by extreme distress or sorrow. The shooting was a tragic accident, disastrous, calamitous, catastrophic, cataclysmic, devastating, terrible. That's why these are the words that the Russian President Vladimir Putin is using. Tragic, family. Barakata Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, 144. Let's go on. It says here, 144, 441, this 144, the same thing, family. Let's go on. It says here, Putin reminded would-be aggressors that all previous attempts to conquer Russia have ended in failure, warning that now the consequences for potential invaders will be far more tragic. He pointed out that Russia has a massive nuclear arsenal, which is in a state of complete readiness for guaranteed deployment. He didn't tell you that he's thinking about maybe using it. He says they are ready. And he's not going to mince his word because he knows that the plan of the West is what? That's why, to take over Russia and carve it and spread it among each other, the elite. The same way they did to the continent of Africa. Oh yeah, Russia knows that. That's right. So the Lord is going to force them to fight over it. That's the time that we are about to enter into. Yeah, Third World War is coming. Everything that they are thinking up now. Listen to this. This is a quote from Russia. Today, family, this is what Putin said today. Everything that they are thinking up now, that they are scaring the world with, it all really poses the threat of a conflict involving nuclear weapons. Family, this is like music to our ears. It brings a lot of joy to our ears when we hear nuclear war. And because we know that the Lord, Yahawashi, have to step in. Because why? It says, although it's Jacob's trouble, Jacob shall be saved out of it. Jeremiah 30 verse 7. Like our beloved apostle, coined 2024 to be what? The hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. Family, it's like music to my ears. And therefore, the destruction of what? Civilization. That's right. The West, Esau, self-proclaimed white man, is the end of the world. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. He said, don't they understand this? No. Because why? This is the Lord's movie. The Lord programmed them to push Russia's button. And they're going to push that button until the bear finally says, I've had enough. And those missiles are going to start flying, going across. Because Russia mentioned what? They have missiles that they are not, they are what? They are willing to use. And this is what Russia talked about today. Get the list. It says here, Sarmat, Kinzhal, Zircon. Which top-notch missiles did Putin mention in parliamentary address today? Let's find out. Russia President Vladimir Putin delivered his State of the Nation to the Russian Federation Assembly. We read that. He said, President Putin announced that the new Sarmat, which is also called Satan II, Barakata Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, super heavy intercontinental ballistic missiles are now in service. Family, hear that? They are now in service. Meaning what? They can be deployed at any time. Anytime Russia feels like, Putin feels like Russia, that's why it's been threatened. This is the time that we are living in. It says, are now in service with the Russian army during his annual address to the parliament. The first mass-produced Summit super heavy ballistic missiles have been delivered to the troops. You hear that? So, family, it is ready. The troops now have it. It's in service, family. He said, we will soon demonstrate them in combat in their deployment areas. He said, Samad is a strategic missile complex with liquid fuel heavy ICBM, meaning what? Intercontinental ballistic missiles. The weight of one such missile is what? 200 plus tons. This complex is intended to replace the Voyvoda missiles in Russia's strategic rocket forces. Likewise, Russia's strategic nuclear forces are on full alert for their guaranteed deployment, Putin stressed. The Russian leader noted that all the plans for the armament field that he put forward during his 2018 address have now either been implemented or are being finalized. You see, that's what the Lord says. The vision is for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarries, wait for it. The Lord gave Russia a time to build their nuclear arsenal. You see, and now they are ready to destroy America and usher in the second coming of our King, our Redeemer, Yahawashi. That's the time that we are living in. We don't have too much time here, beloved. We don't have too much time here. And we say all praises, honor, and glory to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Can we pray? Please bring out a precept. Judgment on the day of the Lord. Hear this. Excuse me, my throat is acting up. Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. That's the time that we are coming in, family. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 8. Let's jump here, family. It's all, Isaiah 13 is a beautiful chapter. But we're going to jump to what? Babylon will fall to the meat. It's important. We're telling you before it happens. So our power, the power of Abraham, Yahawah, and his only begotten son, Yahawashi, will get all the credit. Because we are telling you that all this nation, whatever book they read, whatever God they worship, it is idle. It's not even worth mentioning it. That's right. Sometimes I try my best. I don't even want to put it in my mouth because they are filthy. They can't talk. They can't walk. They can't do anything. They can't change the season. And they can't make the rain come down. They can't make the sun come out. No, they are nothing but idle. And these stupid nations, that's why they follow these gods. But we serve the almighty power. The power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. His name is Yahawah, and he's about to show his power for the last time. And after that, everybody's going to know who Yahawashi is. That's right. Babylon will fall to the meat. We're telling you before it happens. Okay? So the Lord Yahawah and his only begotten son Yahawashi will get all the credit. Behold, I will stir up the meat against them. Against who? Babylon. Remember, it's all about Babylon, America. Okay? The meats are what? Modern day Russia. It says here, we shall not regard silver. As for gold, they shall not delight in it. No, you can't say, oh, Putin, we were just joking. Yes, we destroy your pipeline, and that was supplying cheap gas to Europe, and the Nord Stream 2 pipeline. We made a mistake, but guess what? We're gonna, whatever money it takes to build it back, we're gonna give it to you. We're gonna give you gold, all the gold that you want, the diamond that you want. We're gonna give it to you. No, the Lord says no. They will not regard it. You see, they are tired of the whore, which is America. And it says here, their bows, and we just went through all the missiles. Family, it says here, their bows shall dash the young men to pieces. And they shall not, it shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. You think they're going to say, oh, that's a pregnant woman, let her go? No, because this is the spirit of the Lord. It's going to be on them heavy. Those missiles, family, they have no feeling. You know who's going to be directing those missiles? It says in the book of Joel chapter 2, the angels are going to be directing those missiles. They're going to climb into walls. They're going to climb into the windows. That's right. They're not going to miss their rank. Family, nobody's going to be, one missile is not going to be hitting another missile and veered off. No, the angels are going to guide this missile and they're going to hit every target that the Lord has ordained. Man. It says here, their bows shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eye shall not spare children. Fam, that's right. This is leading to the second coming of our King Yahawashi. You think you're going to get this in the church? No, you're not going to get it in the church, family. And Babylon, listen to this. Babylon, the glory of kingdoms. Everybody wants to come to America. Yeah, everybody. That's right. Go to Yale, go to Princeton, go to Harvard. That's right. Yes. All these elites all over the world, they send their children to work. That's right. These so-called Ivy League schools. That's right. The glory of kingdom. Everybody trying to be like America. But here, in Babylon, the glory of the kingdom, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when the Most High power overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. You saw those 5 cities that the Lord destroyed, including Sodom and Gomorrah? Yes. You see? How did the Lord destroy those cities? That's right. Brimstone, fire, whatever element the Lord makes to destroy those nations, the same thing the Lord is about to do to Babylon. So Babylon is going to look like Sodom and Gomorrah when it's all said and done. Because Babylon, America, is going to be the lake of fire. That is what is coming, family. This is future prophecy, and that time is fast approaching. And Babylon, it says here, once it is destroyed, after the fire after what is it called? After the dust settle, it's going to be a desert. Let's find out what is going to happen. It says here, let's read the last 3 verses. Family, please, let's read the NLT. I think it reads a little better. It has a little bit of salt added to it. The last 3. It says here, Babylon will never be inhabited again. It will remain empty for generation after generation. Nomads will refuse to come there, and shepherds will not bear down their sheep. All your so-called Arab nations that have set all these gas stations, all these convenience stores, and the Chinese, the Koreans, and the East Indians with their little stuff. Nobody's going to be selling anything in America. But you ask yourself, once the fire settles, once the fire is put out, and then it's a desert, family becomes a desert, what happened? Let's find it. Says, desert animal will move into the ruined city. This is your America right now. Take a good look at America. That's right. America's future is very bleak. Donald Trump is not going to make America great again. The Lord's judgment is fast approaching. It said, desert animal will move into the ruined city, and the houses will be haunted by howling creatures. Owls will live among the ruins, and wild goats will go there to dance. Hyenas will howl in its fortresses, and jackals will make dens in its luxurious palaces. Babylon's days are numbered. Are you hearing this? Babylon's days are numbered. America. Nobody's going to make America great again. America's judgment is fast approaching. That's right. And we are telling you, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, African Americans, still trusting in this system, you better seek the Lord. Because this word here, the Lord is about to shut it down. That's right. The famine of the word is coming. You better seek the Lord before it's too late. Because once you start bringing the judgment, that's it, it's over. It says, hyenas will howl in its fortresses, and jackals will make dens in its luxurious palaces. Babylon's days are numbered. Its time of destruction will soon arrive. The Lord didn't say that it will never come. It said will soon arrive. That means America, as you know it, America is going to be destroyed. And we're telling you before it happens. So our power, the one that put this word in our mouth, will get all the glory. Now look at this. Like I said, Putin said a law today, including what? The US dollar. The West destroying its own financial system. Putin says, policy enacted by US and European Union have what? Discredited the Western banking system and currencies, according to what? Russian president. Because what? We're starting with the Bretton Woods, that was what? It's established after what? I believe what? In the 40s. and then to the 70s, and then we had the petrodollar, a deal cut between Nixon and the Saudi Arabia to make America the reserve currency. So they were able to print all type of bills, and they were printing because why? The deal was that in order to trade with another country, you have to buy the US dollars. That's why US dollars, when you travel, you go across these countries, once you have US dollar, family, you are the man. Everybody wants the US dollar because of what? The agreement that they came to. I think it was the Bretton Woods. I said Bretton Woods in the 70s. I think it was ended. The Bretton Woods was ended in the 70s, and then 73. That's when Nixon and the Saudi came into agreement. That's when the petrodollar was created. It was only for oil, but eventually, family, I think it spread across other commodities. Right, so if let's say I'm in Canada, I wanna buy some goods in Jamaica, I have to buy what? I have to buy the US dollar. You see, I have to change my currency into the US dollar because the US dollars was what? In high demand. That's why the value, when you compare your currency to the US dollar, family, sometimes it's like 20 to 1, sometimes it's like 200 to 1. You see, but that time is fast approaching. That's why BRICS was formed. You see. And that's what is causing this third world war. Because anybody that trying to walk away from the dollar, you can ask Saddam Hussein. Unfortunately, he's no longer here. And then the same to Muammar Gaddafi. When he trying to walk away from the dollar, what did they do to them? That's why they killed them. Because the dollar, that is their power. You see, that is their power. But they are losing that power. So how did they behave? What is happening right now is desperation. America falls, the dollar falls, the whole Western society collapses. And they can't have that. So they are going after Russia, and they are going to lose badly. But they rather burn the whole house down than lose the value of the dollar. That is called Third World War. They're not going to sit back and watch the BRICS system create their own currency. Family, America don't want to be what? The second in command. America wants, and the West, they want to continue to rule. So that is how the global South and the the West. That's right, the war of Armageddon to maintain the dollar. You see, that's where it all boils down to. But family, let's continue here. Macron. That's why he's the one creating a lot of problems. Macron says his words on sending Western troops to Ukraine were thought through. The French president refrained from making any geopolitical commentary. Yeah, family, what they don't have any other choice. They have to fight for this dollar. America falls, all of them are gone. So guess what? That's why Russia is leading the global South. Russia and its BRICS system are trying to challenge what? The so-called unipolar power, the hegemony, the they call it the rules-based order, which was created. Family, just something, a word that they throw out there. Nobody knows the rules, only America. But now Russia said, no, enough is enough. Putin said they are ready. The missiles, the nuclear missiles, everything is ready to go. And we say, Brakata, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. How also British and French troops on the ground in Ukraine. How broke this news this afternoon? Actually, I think it was this early this morning. It says here, British and French troops on the ground in Ukraine operating cruise missiles to attack Russian troops. And Russia already made it clear. Made it clear that, listen, we are going to take matters into our own hand. These people are not afraid. But guess what, family? We have to defend the dollar. So we say, Barakata Yahawah, Barakata Yahawashi. It's all coming to an end. Shocking revelation from the British press revealed the British General Staff, led by Admiral Tony Radakin, directly participated in the attack on Russian Black Sea Fleet ships. And that German Chancellor Olaf Scholz confirmed British and French troops are in Ukraine operating cruise missiles to hit Russia targets. Family, what do you think is going to happen? So British and the French are actively participating in Ukraine, taking out Russian ships. So it tells you that, family, we are living in the last days. It's just a matter of time. Russia is going to respond, and this whole world is going to be set on fire. And that's what we are waiting for. Barakata Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. We thank the Lord Yahawah, for blessing us. So family, I don't want to go too long. I don't want to go too long here. I just want to bring that out quickly. But let's finish up with, let's go to, the Lord says what? Just speak in the ears of my people the word of prophecy. You see, we got to continue to bring, it said, measure down the time diligently. Because these are the time that we are living in. Family, everything the Lord says is going to happen. It's happening right in front of our eyes. You see, we say, Barakata Yahawah, Barakata Yahawashi. We should be extremely excited. Because in order for Yahawashi to come, this world has to be on fire. It has to literally be on fire. And he himself said it. Before I do that, family, let's go to the book of, before I go back to Ezra, let's go to the book of Luke. Let's go to Luke 12. We're going to read the NLT. Luke 12:49. Let's highlight it so you know that it's Yahawashi that is speaking. Our King is speaking. 49. He says he wants this place to be on fire and he's going to get his wish before he shows up. And he says here, I am come. Listen to what the Lord is saying. And it says here, I am come to send fire on the earth. And actually, no, that's the KJV. Let's read the NLT. And it says here, I have come to set the world on fire. You hear that? And I wish it were already burning. He says, I wish. He wish. So it is. He's going to get his wish. He is the only begotten son. He is going to get his wish, family. Our King is going to get his wish. This place is going to be on fire before he shows up. He told he is coming in the midst of Third World War. And that's the time that we are living in the family. Let's finish off with 2 Ezra chapter 9. Verse 1. He said, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. You're watching, being circumspectly, following the news, listen to all these world leaders. What are they doing? That's how we measure the time. You see, through the prophecy, everything the Lord is saying is popping. Family, we are living in the last days. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before. Because what? Yahawashi told us what? Rumors of war. The book of Revelation. I said Matthew 24 verse 3. Sitting on the Mount of Olive, when the apostles approached them, right? Yahawashi told them. They asked Yahawashi, what are the signs? What should we be looking out for? Yahawashi told them. Rumors of war. You see, earthquakes in diverse places. Kingdom against kingdom. That's the time that we look at, we are. That's why he's saying, it says here, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, Yahawashi told us, give us the token, which I have told thee before. He told what? The apostles on Mount Olive. You see? Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. He's visiting the world by what? Causing all this chaos. The earthquake, the signs, there's what is it called? Solar eclipse coming up. I think April. Is it April 8 or April? I think it's somewhere. I think it's April 8. Solar eclipse across America. It goes to show you, man. It's gonna cross America. America is finished. That is your lake of fire. You see? It says here. It said, then shalt thou understand that it's the very same time wherein the highest, our power, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Yahawah, will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, aren't you seeing uproars right now? In Berlin right now, in Germany, in Europe, family, there's like farmers protesting in every corner. You're not going to see it on the mainstream media. They're not going to see it because they want everything to appear normal. They're giving you sports to keep your mind occupied. They're giving you entertainment. Grammy Award, Taylor Swift, all this nonsense just to keep you asleep. That's right. That's what the people want. But we are the watchmen of Israel. Family, we are watching. Bring it. We got to feed the sheep. That is our responsibility. You see, we got to let the sheep know what is happening. And it said, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spoke of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. They told us. Before it happens, he tells you of it. He says his glory, he's not going to give his glory to anybody. That's why He tell you the beginning from the end. The book of Isaiah 40. Is Isaiah? Let's prove that quickly. Let's go there. Isaiah. I will get back to it. Let's go to the book of Isaiah. I think Isaiah 42:8. Isaiah 40. Is it 42:8? Let's go KJV. Isaiah 42:8. Yes. Yes. Isaiah 42 verse 8. I am the Lord Yahawah, that is my name, and my glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images. It says, behold, the former things are come to pass. You hear that? The former things. What came to pass? The first thing that pops in my head is slavery. He told you he's going to pack you on slave ships and spread you across the four corners of the world to serve your enemies. He did that. That's right. Eh? The former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. There's no surprises with the Lord. He tells you in advance. We're talking about centuries, thousands years ago. That's right. Jeremiah, what year was Jeremiah on the scene? Isaiah. What family? We're talking about 2,000 plus years ago. You see? And that's when they spoke about this prophecy. Daniel. That's the power that we serve. The rest of the nation, family, we don't even know what they worship. So we don't even going to mention it. It's not worth mentioning. It's really not worth mentioning. The only power that matters is the power of the Israelite. The power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Yahawah. Our heavenly Father is only begotten. So that's it. That's where it stopped. It says here, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spoke of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. You are looking at the end of Esau's world. So Esau, you see him. You see, if you take a good look at this man here, family, you see, this is the nonsense that we tell Israel. This man here, you look at his face. You see, the blood shows forth through his skin, right? But he called himself white. Look at the shirt that he's wearing. And he called himself white. They are red. That's Esau Edom. Esau's Edom kingdom is coming to an end. And you know he's going to go down swinging. If he can rule, family, like you know, when he cried like a big baby, and Isaac blessed him with the sword. This time, family, he's going to take as many people down with him as possible. No, he is going to go down swinging. If we can rule, if the dollar can be the sole, what is it called, world reserve currency, we're going to burn the whole house down. So prepare your mind, family. Prepare your mind. The end of this man's kingdom is at hand. All praises, honor, and glory to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash, Shalom. Beloved, I hope you were edified.